December 1st, 1948. The sun begins to rise over Somerton Beach near Adelaide, Australia. It's a quiet, peaceful morning, but as the first strollers walk along the sand, they spot a man. He's leaning back against a seawall, legs extended, feet crossed. To a passerby, he looks like he's sleeping off a long night. But he isn't sleeping. He's cold. He's unresponsive. He's dead. When the police arrive, they expect a routine case, perhaps a heart attack or a tragic suicide. But the deeper they look, the more the reality starts to bend. This man was not a local vagrant. He was fit. His hands were clean. He was wearing a high-quality suit, a white shirt, and a tie. But then, the first anomaly. Every single label on his clothing, from his coat to his underwear, had been meticulously cut away. No brand names, no laundry marks, no identity. He had no wallet, no cash, no ID. It was as if he had been dropped onto that beach from another dimension, a man who, by all physical accounts, did not exist. The autopsy only deepened the shadows. The pathologist found something terrifying. The man's organs were congested. His spleen was 3 times the normal size. There was blood in his stomach. Everything pointed to one thing: poison. But here is where the story turns from a mystery into an impossibility. Despite the clear physical signs of a toxic substance, the laboratory tests found absolutely nothing. No arsenic, no strychnine, no common poisons. Experts at the time whispered about a digitalis-like substance, something that could stop a heart and then vanish from the bloodstream before it could be detected. A professional kill. Then there were his physical oddities. His calf muscles were unusually high and developed, the mark of a professional ballet dancer or a long-distance mountain hiker. His toes were wedge-shaped, as if he spent his life in pointed shoes. Who was this man? The police checked every fingerprint database in the world, the FBI, Scotland Yard, the Australian police. The result? 0. Months passed. The case was going cold, until a final desperate search of the man's clothing revealed a tiny, hidden fob pocket. Tucked deep inside was a small, tightly rolled scrap of paper. It bore 2 words in a Persian script: Tamám Shud. It translates to finished or ended. The police realized the paper had been torn from a very specific and rare book, the Rubaiyat of Omar Khayyam. After a public appeal, a local man came forward. He claimed he found a copy of that exact book tossed into the back of his car, which had been parked near Somerton Beach on the night of the death. In the back of that book, police found something that changed the case forever: a series of random letters written in pencil, 5 lines, a code. To this day, the world's greatest cryptographers and military intelligence have failed to break it, and next to the code, a phone number. The number led to a nurse named Jessica Thompson, who lived just 400 meters from where the body was found. When the police showed her a plaster cast of the dead man's face, she reportedly nearly fainted. She looked terrified, trembling at the sight of him, but she denied ever knowing him. The police let her go, but many believe she took the secret of the Somerton Man to her grave. It is 1948. The Cold War is simmering. Just a few hours north of Adelaide sits Woomera, a top-secret long-range weapons testing range. Suddenly, the pieces start to fit a different puzzle. The removed labels, standard protocol for intelligence officers to prevent tracing. The undetectable poison, a hallmark of a state-sponsored assassination. The code, a one-time pad cipher used by spies. Was the Somerton Man a Soviet agent, or perhaps a double agent who knew too much? For 70 years, these theories were all we had. The man was buried in a grave marked simply the Unknown Man. He became a ghost story, a legend of the 20th century. Until 2022, using hair trapped in the original plaster death mask, modern DNA technology did what 70 years of police work couldn't. They built a DNA family tree.
and they found him. His name was Carl Webb. He was a 43-year-old electrical engineer from Melbourne. He wasn't a Russian sleeper agent. He wasn't a professional dancer. He was a man who liked poetry, bet on horses, and had a troubled marriage. But as the world exhaled a sigh of relief, a new set of questions emerged. Why was Carl Webb hundreds of miles from home? Why did he have a code in his book? Why did he go to such extreme lengths to destroy his identity before he died? And why did the nurse react with such horror at his face? The DNA gave us a name, but it didn't give us a motive. Perhaps the Tamám Shud scrap wasn't a political statement. Perhaps it was a final message from a man who had lost everything and decided that his life and his identity were finally finished. On a quiet beach in 1948, a man died. We finally know who he was, but the why, that secret remains buried in the sand.